morning. Matt Buckley, Call Sign Wiz, the primary and weekly options model portfolio manager here at TGO, and risk off day. We're due for it, and the market needed kind of an excuse to sell off. Way overvalued in my opinion. Yeah, we ran through 14,000, and we've been north of SPX 1500 for a little bit here. But and I tell this to my TGO traders that I do live trading with all the time. Just because the media aren't reporting on something doesn't mean it's not going on. To wit, Europe. Europe's been a clown car since 2011, folks. 2010 with their debt issues, and now, since it's a slow news day, we're getting towards the end of fourth quarter earnings. Now we decide to take a look at, hey, what's going on around the world? Okay, Europe's a train wreck, and there's some potential scandals in Spain. Shocking, absolutely shocking that's going on, right? So. Folks, just because we're not looking at something doesn't mean it's not going on. For example, as I'm talking to you right now, there are guys buried deep underground in Iran spinning centrifuges and enriching plutonium. They're going to build a nuclear weapon. Just because the world isn't paying attention to it right now doesn't mean it stops. And that's what's going on with the market right now. Folks, we are... Some great reading on Zero Hedge, some great indicators. Goldman Sachs indicator, a Citibank panic/euphoria gauge indicator. Just pointing out that the last couple times that all of these have been where they are have what's come next, a pretty good sell-off and a pretty good correction. What do we also have a confluence of? Not only kind of being overbought right now, but also being up at Dow 14,000. Now, folks, people don't pull out their rally hat when the Dow hits 13,462, right? It's when we hit round numbers, and round numbers can be psychological for the market. They can also be magnets, both pulling the market to that psychological barrier and also withholding it. Good report out of Schaefer's today about how historically every time we've hit 1,000 number on the Dow, what happens, and it's flat performance for the rest of the year, including a 4% return over a year. So very interesting stuff that's going on, and another reason why we're seeing a nearly $2,800 gain in our primary live trade brief model portfolio. Why? Because we get hedged, folks. On a day like today, when the market's bleeding red, down 120 points, down 13 on the SPOOs, we have some great stuff going on with our volatility hedges and our SDS hedges. SDS, folks, in case you don't know, is the ProShares Ultra Short S&P 500. So this is what your portfolio should look like on a day like today. Up $2,900, and we got some bright greens, some light greens, some pinks, and some reds. That's a good thing, folks. This is a hedged portfolio, right? This is how I sleep better at night. I know that no matter what happens in the market, my portfolio is going to be okay, and that helps me sleep better at night. And I sent out an email over the weekend, folks, about our performance in January. We were up about 21% in 1 month, and now you can say we're up about 23% in a month and a day, or a couple trading days, right? So how are we doing it, folks? Well, come check it out. Like I said over the weekend in my video debrief, you can go to topgunoptions.com/TA-LTB, and that's for trade alerts live trade briefs. And you can learn how we're hedging in this market, right? Markets do not go up forever. They tend to go up, they pull back, and they might keep going up. You can't fight the Fed in this market, folks, okay? So go to primary or topgunoptions.com/TA-LTB, and you can either get airborne for 2 weeks with me, or you can get airborne with our volatility arbitrage trader for 2 weeks, or you can do what literally thousands of other traders have done here at Top Gun Options and get airborne into all of our services that are skill-based. Primary, if you're kind of new or kind of know what you're doing with options, to intermediate to advanced, if you think you're a Jedi Master, will make you better, okay? Because, like I said, you can't fight the Fed, folks. Taking a look at a 5-year chart on the SPX, it's common sense. I mean, you can't fight the Fed. I mean, Bernanke's been printing money. He's going to continue to print money. And last week's bad some said good unemployment report, but unemployment ticked up to 7.9%, and the market rallies. Why does the market rally? Well, because all the drunks in the market, so to speak, know that Uncle Ben is going to continue quantitative easing to try and push that unemployment rate down to 6.5%. Well, if it keeps ticking up, the market's going to keep rallying. But we're in bizarro world, right? It's reverse thinking. Bad news on unemployment means the market rallies, but the market does not reflect the economy. Period. Remember that sentence. There's a Wall Street euphemism or a wizism you can take to your grave that says the market is not the economy. Okay? But eventually, in all previous points in time, it does. The market does become the economy, and it ends up ending poorly. So instead of ending up poorly and having days where you wake up and just wondering what bus hits you, take a look at how we do it here at Top Gun Options and how we hedge and how we have a lot of greens in our portfolio on days when it's pretty red. Okay, so go to topgunoptions.com/TA-LTB. You get on board today, and you can join me tomorrow morning at 0900 for our 2-hour primary live trade brief. And even if you can't, we record it, and any trades that I add to the model portfolio and manage, I SMS and email out. I send out an immediate text alert followed by an email as well. Okay, so get airborne with us today on a 2-week trial. Got to get going, got to trade. Happy hunting, make sure you hedge, and I'll see you with tomorrow's sit rep.